Hello everyone. So we are live again. So today we are here to discuss about what? Yes, we are going to deal with your interview nervousness. I know we all get nervous if we have an interview and we have to go and answer the questions, face the interviewer. It's a very common anxiety and nervousness. But today we are going to discuss some very useful tips that I always discuss with my students at Skill Stretch. And we always talk about it. And today I have decided to give you those insights. And I'm going to discuss around 6 to 7 points. You can start taking note. So if you are not ready, with your notepad and pen, I will give you few seconds or a minute. Go grab it right away because you are going to want to take notes, isn't it? So let's wait for a few seconds and go and grab your pen and paper. So here we are. So let's get started. So to decide with, the first point that I want to discuss today is about to be very much prepared for your interview. So when you are prepared for your interview, you really don't have to worry a lot. Your nervousness basically comes from what kind of a question you will be asked. See, these questions, what you will be asked, how your interviewer is going to be, or their personality, not much is in your hand. But what you can do is you can prepare well before you actually go for the interview. So what do I mean by preparation? The preparation means you have the name of the company, you have your job description, that is what they are expecting from you. So you go through, nowadays internet is everywhere. You have Google and Google has all the information. So you go and do some research about the company. Go type in the name of the company. You should be aware of who are the top people in the company, what is the recent news about the company, and what is happening in the company. So tomorrow when you go for your interview, you should not be like, okay, I only know the work that you are expecting, but I know nothing about your company. That isn't going to serve your purpose. You should appear as you are well prepared. And trust me, when you have done the preparation, those nervousness that you have inside you, that basically happens when you are less prepared. When you are very well prepared and you know a lot and you are sure that majority of the people doesn't know, then you will not have to have that kind of nervousness or anxiety, because that confidence will build up, right? So that's what it is. Then next comes interview questions. So I know if you are following our page Skill Stretch, so you must have seen me posting a lot of interview questions and answers. So keep practicing those so that it becomes a natural answer for you. You don't have to, because once you have practiced it well, practiced it time and again, you will make some of the tweaks that you think you can add on as per your skill and expertise in that particular answer. And that way it will come up naturally to you without I'm not sure. And these things actually build up your nervousness, because you think, oh my God, I am in front of the interviewer and I'm like, I'm not sure. No, it will not happen if you have practiced well. So the second point is practice very well. Then comes, this is a skill that you will have to develop with time, and I'm not telling you that it will happen to you right away, But yes, you will definitely have some time to go for the interview. So build up some powerful stories to represent your skill. You don't really have to go and tell that these are my skills, because then you will have to wait for your interviewer to ask for it. That, okay, I have to wait to tell my skills when my interviewer will ask me. Why? Just showcase your skill to them through wonderful stories. And that shows your ability to connect, to tell, to represent yourself. So this is a whole new topic on how you can represent your skill through personal stories. So I will take it up later, probably. I will take it up in another event and we can discuss it, or I can post some video of our class that happens, the workshops that we do in Skill Stretch, and you can go ahead with it. So because it's a long thing, it's a lot of preparation, a lot of stuffs in there, so I cannot really discuss it in detail over here, because it will actually divert us from the purpose that we are here today. So yeah, so your personal story, just write to me in the comment section whatever you feel. I will look into it and I will say how you can tweak it here and there, and that way if your interview is approaching very fast, you can have 2 or 3 personal stories that you can practice again and again and again to tell your skill, to represent your skill. Okay, now you all know it, and I know this will be a repetition if I say it again. Don't be late. If you are going for the interview, be well ahead of time. If your interview is, say, 10 a.m. in the morning, be there by 9. Yes, you heard it right. Be there by 9. Because once you go there, you have a good amount of time in hand. So what all can you do is you can go there, you can sit and relax for some time. You can use the restroom to get fresh. You can have tea or coffee, whatever you like. You will cool yourself down. You will not have to panic. You will be aware of the environment. You will meet and greet people, like when you go in, receptionist or people who have seen you will be little familiar with you, and everything, you will be calm overall. So always don't be in rush. Plan your day accordingly and reach well ahead of time so that you can prepare, so that you can really take your time to prepare and be calm, and that will help you a lot to deal with your interview nervousness, because that way you will not have to worry much, because you are now aware of your environment. And from my 10 plus years of experience, I can tell you this helps a lot. You being calm will help you be confident. So now let's move on to our next point, which is, as you have seen, I have discussed this in our previous event on She of Unforgettable First Impression. And this is something which I keep on telling my students again and again, and in every workshop, no matter how many workshops I have done till today, no matter how many times I have spoken one-to-one, counseling students, I have told these 3 things are so crucial. And these 3 things are very, very simple. Smile, eye contact, good handshake. So when you see, this is the scenario. You are going to be nervous, you think so. So you enter the building where interview is happening. First, whom do you meet? The receptionist or the gatekeeper for that matter. Smile, right? Just smile. You don't have to do a lot of things. Just smile and greet them. That will make them appreciate, and at the same time it will light you up. It will make you confident about yourself, because when you see the other person acknowledging with a good smile and eye contact, you feel satisfied. You feel that you belong. And when you start feeling confident and you start feeling that you belong somewhere, take my word, you aren't going to be nervous. Because our nervousness comes from us not knowing our environment. So once you have started to know and feel the environment, you are not going to be nervous, right? So do that. Good handshake. Yes. Extend your hand. So how it happens? You smile. You do eye contact. Look at the person. You're smiling at the same time. Extend your hand. Extend your hand. Be sure your hand should not be sweaty. If it is, just wipe it well. Extend your hand and give a firm, not very tight, not like this. Give a firm handshake and just do a pump. 1, 2, 3, or just a pump. That's it. Done. And then you leave the hand. Don't keep it for long. It's okay. Don't worry if you are like, whether should I snatch my hand or should she or he, what to do. No, it's okay. Your handshake ends in 3 seconds. 3-second rule. A pump, done. Pull back your hand. And throughout this, you should have a smile on your face and eye contact. And if you have problem on eye contact, I have talked about it. Do one thing, look here, like on the nose, okay? That way it will give an impression, or here, that way it will give an impression that you are talking, looking at the eye, but at the same time, you will not have to worry about looking at the eye directly, because sometimes I know it happens with everybody that you are not very comfortable doing that. So until you get comfortable, until you reach there, look here, it's okay. Practice it with anyone. Whoever is sitting beside you after this training, you can practice it and see for yourself. Okay, so these are done. I'm sure you would have written these. So now, another thing is, now you are done with the receptionist, you are waiting, you're relaxed, you have time. So now you go to the interview. Don't show your desperateness. I know many of you have a dire need for a job. We all do. All my students, they come to me, they are like, we want the job. We want it. We need it. You don't understand, ma'am. They tell me. Trust me, I do. I walked your path. I was on the same path. Today, I want my long journey to be your shortcut. So that's why I'm telling you, I know how it feels when you are desperate. But you don't have to show this. You don't have to show this to them that you really need the job. Because when you are so desperate, you are bound to do mistake. You are bound to be anxious. You are bound to get nervous. So don't show your desperateness. Tell your mind that it is not end of the world. This is just one interview. And remember, they saw your resume. They liked you. They liked your resume. That's why you are there for the interview, right? Tell yourself this. You're already ahead of people who did not make through their resume also. So tell yourself that rather than telling yourself that I'm not good. You are good. The moment you start telling yourself that I am good, I can do it, I don't need this job because I am desperate. I would want take this job when I am also satisfied and when I am worth it. When the interviewers are worth it too. So don't show desperateness. Like, think you are on a first date. It could be like you did not date a girl for long period of time, girl or boy, whatever. Long period of time, but would you show in your first date? that you are so desperate for a relationship. No, you will be confident. You will be cool. Okay, you are not the end of the world. I can have another person also. This is not the last date of my life. The same with the interview. Think about it as your first date. You're not going. It is not end of the world. You're anyhow going to make it. Because this interview is going to be a wonderful learning experience for you for your next interview. Right? So keep that in mind. Keep yourself reminded all the time. That yes, see, nowadays in interview, it is not that like, people are going to grind you for your skills or going to only ask you about what you know. See, being in a managerial position, when I used to interview, my first point was I need the person I'm interviewing, whom I'll be hiring for myself, has to be confident, has to be willing to learn. So show that confidence, that you are confident and you are willing to learn. And once you have shown that confidence to them, then it's like, wow, amazing. You can easily go ahead and you can like showcase without being nervous. And it's okay. Sometimes we get nervous when we don't know things. If you are confident and you know your thing, there are few things that you wouldn't know. There are many things that many people, the best of best doesn't know all. There are few things like that. So just tell calmly, I don't know it. But if you give an opportunity, I am willing to learn. And trust me and take my word. This is the word that we managers, we wait to hear. That I am willing to learn even if I don't know it today. It will take their trust on you to a different level. So I'm sure you have taken note, right? So I'll give you a few seconds. So by now, until now, what all did we discuss? So we discussed you have to prepare for the interview. You have to research the company. You have to make few personal stories to showcase your skill through your stories. Then you should not be in rush. Then you should be well ahead on time. A good smile, eye contact, nice handshake. Then we discussed about don't show your desperateness. So these are few of the things that is really going to help you with your next interview and with dealing with your nervousness. Okay, so when you are sitting, if you have reached ahead of time and you're sitting, a lot of thoughts keep on coming in your mind that you must have prepared while you are studying or you are preparing for the interview. So take a notepad like this small sticky pad or anything, any small pocket pouch that you have. So this is what I basically use sometimes for my workshops and for my talks. So you can, like, whenever something is in your mind, just pen it down. Just write on this and then keep it in your hand. And just before going inside for the interview, just take a look at it, keep it in your pocket and move on. So that you are sure that whatever was spinning in your head is now written down and you are not going to forget it. And writing down things really helps. And I'm sure you all are aware about it. Okay. Now, when we are in the interview and we are going for the interview, a lot of thoughts come and go. A lot of thoughts keep on coming. So what should you tell yourself? If it is a lot of I would call it as negative thoughts. So those thoughts, you should be, if it is something that, okay, I'm not going to do good today. What will happen to me if I am not good? What happens if the interviewer doesn't like me? What happens if I cannot talk well? What happens if I don't know something? So that time, just whenever these thoughts are coming, put a barrier. Just tell yourself, is it true? Is it really going to happen? Am I 100% sure that it is going to happen? And if not, there is no point thinking about it. I rather concentrate on something else. And when you have told this to yourself, take my word, your thought doesn't have power. And you are like, okay, that's the practicality. That's the truth. Now the last that I would call is posture. So when you are in the interview, this is the chair, you think, you should not be like this. You should not be like this. No. Even your posture shows how confident you are. Sometimes we sit like this with our back tilted on that chair back. No. You sit like this with your spine straight, your chin up, okay, like this. If you have a hand rest on, then you put your hands like this, or you put your hand, if it is in front of the table, you can keep on the table. I wouldn't recommend it all the time. So you can keep your hand like this, okay, like I'll show you like this. I'll show you how it is. So it should be like this, okay. So if you have a hand rest, you can keep it like this. And if you don't have hand rest, you just keep it like this, okay. So let me come forward, okay. So that's how it is. But that we call it as power posture. So your posture shows how confident you are, right? You sitting like this and you sitting like this makes a huge deal of difference. So in the whole thing, one last thing that I would tell you is the biggest takeaway for you guys would be your confidence. No matter how hard the interview is, how rude the interviewer is, how bad the situation is, if you are confident, it's going to work out. See, getting a job is not in your hand, because even if you have done you have given your 200%, you are the best candidate they can ever imagine about. There are many other things. Like imagine they are in a mood to hire you. And then the higher authority of that particular company decides that they don't need that particular position anymore. So they close that particular position only in the company. So it's not your fault. So why be nervous? Get practical, understand the practicality of the situation and give your best. And don't afraid to say no. You don't have to agree everywhere. If you think somewhere the person you are, like the interviewer, isn't right, politely tell them that I wouldn't agree to it, or else you can say that I would see it or view it otherwise. Instead of, because some people sometimes feel that if you say that I wouldn't agree to it, they might feel that, oh my God, it's insult. So you can just say, rather, I understand your point, but rather I will see it otherwise. And then they will ask you that what is your opinion? And then it will be a discussion. So these are the points that I wanted to discuss today. And I'm sure you might have some questions, and I'm very sure that you might have taken notes as well. So if you have questions, just write to me in the discussion section, in the discussion section or the comment section, and I will respond to them individually. That's my promise. So don't worry, you are going to do good. And any kind of question, your nervousness, regarding your nervousness interviews, write to me. I am there to help. We at Skill Stretch, we are there to help you. We are there to help you shine. So with that, thank you very much. It was amazing. And I am going to look forward for our more and more discussion like this. And I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you very much. Have an amazing interview next time and a very happy learning. To your success from Skill Stretch, a very happy learning to you all. Take care.